Dear friend, today let us talk about hypocrisy. Let us talk about the Olympics. There are so called Christians who are upset, and they have reason to be so upset. Let us watch this blasphemous attack on Christianity and how Christians respond from the Ken Horst SDA channel.
Christian, how are you not furious? How are you not angry?
Just imagine his being broadcast here with all these voodoo tattoos and these violation of Leviticus. Uh, the creation of God should not be violated by these inks, but they claim to be Christians.
By what they've just done, they've openly mocked your entire religion from head to toe.
Blasphemous to the core and promoting LGBTQ. But what about the Seventh-day Adventist? Are they applauding or are they cheering? Well, it's a mixed reaction, and many of them condemn this blasphemous show of the Olympics. And I will tell you why. From the very inception of the Olympics, it's already satanic. So we should not be beholding or glorifying Olympics. I will tell you what do I mean.
Long behold, this is the Olympic.
Olympics should not be watched by Christians, Adventist remnant, but it's sad to say there is hypocrisy. People will justify there's nothing wrong with sports, there's nothing wrong with athleticism. Well, there's always something wrong with competition. There's always something wrong with the spirit of dominance. There's an irony. The world wants dominance, but about God, there is no sovereign God. All are three co-equal, co-eternal.
And for some strange reasons, once again, they're making fun of Jesus.
The Bible tells us that one of the signs of the last days will be that the world would give themselves to the sin of lust and mock the Christian faith. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts.
Whenever we hear the word blasphemy, the first thing that typically comes to mind is someone verbally desecrating God's name. And while, of course, that's a big part of blasphemy, it can happen.
It's the name of his son, Jesus Christ. God cannot be mocked, and he will not be mocked. Well, Seventh-day Adventists are also steeped into Olympics. It's not just the present situation. Seventh-day Adventist grandmother raised Olympics sprint queen, banner says in Spectrum, another apostate SDA magazine. And there's also this article from Adventist Review and Herald glorifying the spirit of Olympics. At least the spirit of Olympics is not the fourth or fifth or sixth person in their Godhead. Adventist Review, another apostate magazine of the Seventh-day Adventist, who take it from who took the name from the non-Trinitarian SDAs. It banner headlines, Olympics of Faith. Now, Olympics of Faith seeks to engage children and adolescent. A young boy from French Antilles, Guinea, Union Territory, carries a torch during the launch of the Olympics of Faith. This boy obviously doesn't know the symbolism and what Olympics is all about. And there's this verse, the Pathfinder honor, and you are directed to have requirements to get this patch. so that people will know that you know Olympics. What a blasphemy. Olympics, I will explain in a few seconds. Olympics has its dark origin. Now look at this, pathfinding. That's why I don't subscribe to Pathfinder anymore in the Seventh-day Adventists. It leads to apostasy and corruption of the youth. So are you, if you are faithful, if you believe in the remnant, present truth message of the non-Trinitarian pioneers' faith, then you will reject all these associations with Olympics. Look at this. Just to get this Olympic patch, which glorifies the Greeks, and I will tell you soon, learn a lot about the Olympic Games. Where were they first held? When? Where will be the next games be held? Make an Olympic banner, an Olympic torch, etc., etc. Christians or Adventists today are upset over transgender Last Supper at opening ceremony of 2024 Olympics. What? Do you know not? Do you not know Satan has ruled the Olympics since the beginning or since its inception? Friends, if we are upset with the Olympics today, we should be upset of the Olympics of its origin, its inception. We are living in the world of darkness, in a world where lies are becoming standard requirement, and truth is being covered up or thrown away. Wickedness is not only in the Olympics, but hypocrisy and wickedness is also in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. They promote Olympics in their young people, the pathfinding, the spirit of competition in the sports, in the educational institutions of SDAs. The SDAs had conformed to the world since they also changed religion and made it Trinity in 1980. So according to this article, the 2024 Olympics opening ceremony in Paris has sparked international outrage with drag queen theme imagery of religious and historical figures. One new display on Friday showed what appeared to be numerous performers, including drag queens and a large woman in an aureole halo crown parodying the Last Supper. A universally recognizable painting by Renaissance artist Leonardo da Vinci of Christ and his apostles. To begin with, they weren't depicting the actual Last Supper. They were depicting a Catholic version of the Last Supper. So let us make sure the difference is made. It's a Catholic defection. Why should Adventists also jump in? But they did jump in. Ken Hurst, SDA, has to capitalize on these current events. The hypocrisy is clear. So we should not even be glorifying this already wicked, from blasphemous presentation. We know that Olympics is a Greek pagan ritual worship of their many gods. That is how it is. Olympics is satanic worship, as the United Nations is a satanic organization, Luciferian, brought about by Luciferian staff members. So the Olympic is, of course, ruled by Luciferian followers. So the hypocrisy in the Seventh-day Adventists is clear and is straightforward. They would condemn the Catholic version of the parody, and then they would promote Olympic Games in their pathfinding. Such hypocrisy. The General Conference should be ashamed. But they have to continue to propagate this worldly spectacle because it means money. It means more youth who will join and stay in the pathfinding or in the church. Take a look from the history of Olympics. At its heart, the ancient Olympic Games was a religious festival held in a religious sanctuary. It was not just a matter of playing sports, and central to this concept was the site itself. Olympia lay on the northwestern corner of the Peloponnese. Zeus, king of the Greek gods, was said to have taken up residence in Olympia around 1200 BC, from the first edition in 776 BC until 550 BC. The games took place among the sanctuary itself, the sacred olive tree of Zeus, from which the victory rates were cut, marked the finishing line for all races. While Olympia is sanctuary to Zeus, we know that he wasn't the only deity worship at the site. There were over 70 different altars you could sacrifice to pretty much anyone you wanted to. That's why Trinitarians are very compatible with Olympics. Seventh-day Adventist Trinitarians are very compatible with Olympics. But it's no longer held in that place and doesn't have the same meaning. Really? Take a look at the following info about the Olympic torch, which that Seventh-day Adventist young person was bannering in this Adventist Review and Herald. Hypocrisy. The Olympic torch relay is an outstanding tradition that takes us back to the roots of the games. The first torch for the Paris 2024 Olympic torch relay will be lit by the sun's ray on April 16, 2024, during a ceremony in the sanctuary of Olympia, Greece, where the ancient Olympics were once held. They continue it. Just like the Trinity is a continuation of the pagan worship of Babylon. And it's always a continuation. Lucifer wants to be worshipped, so introduce 3-in-1. Babylon worship 3-in-1. Egypt 3-in-1. Hindus 3-in-1. They're 3-in-1 powerful gods. Greeks 3-in-1, and there are many 3-in-1, and there are many millions of gods. And the Persians 3-in-1, Romans 3-in-1, and now the Catholic Christians and the Seventh-day Adventists who departed from the truth, Trinity. It's a continuation of pagan worship. It's just like the torch. Sad that Adventism uses this. They don't have a clue. Ignorance. Just like Trinity, they worship. Some of them are ignorant. They follow blindly their leaders. So who is more powerful today? Zeus or God, our Father? Of course. But Zeus is being worshipped because they rejected the one true God, our Father, Jehovah, the only true God, Yahweh. Whatever, however you call it, no one can speak the name of the Holy God and live. That's why we have this many names. 1 John 2:15-17, love not the world, nor the things of the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father, the one true God, is not in him. Those who love Trinity, the love of the Father is not in him. Those who love Olympics, the love of the Father is not in him. Those who love and idolize those athletes, the love of God is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world, the Olympics, the Catholics, the Seventh-day Adventist Trinitarians. And the world passes away, and the last thereof. But he that doeth the will of God, our Father, abideth forever. So now tell me, Seventh-day Adventists, those of you who are quick to condemn the blasphemous opening of the the Olympics, even if you are a Seventh-day Adventist, hypocrisy. You should denounce the origin of Olympics. It's a worship of 3-in-1 gods or multiple gods, just like your Trinitarian gods. SDA indeed conforms to the world today. They used to be a pure church. Now the Seventh-day Adventist is full of hypocrisy, and they are being entertained. Let us return to the pure SDA, the 1872-1989 fundamental principles. That is the guiding light. Reject the world's spectacles. Preach the final message. Warn the seventh day of their hypocrisy and their blasphemy. And come out of her, my people. Again, I say, come out of the Seventh-day Adventist Trinitarian system. It will not save you. It will lead you to confusion and eventual damnation. May God our Father bless you and his Son be gracious to you. I pray. Amen.